Hello my friends, welcome to the garden, the yard. Playing with the dogs, some frisbee here. But yeah, it's the end of September and trees are all turning color. There's some blue sky there, I don't know if you can see. That's the morning sun. It's pretty bright in my eyes. I don't know where I'm pointing the camera. I'm just out here today because you can see everything's well into fall here. But behind me is the blue sky. And to the west there, that's some dark clouds rolling in with some rain and some bad weather for next week. Gonna get some frost and some cold air happening, so it's time to take up what's left in the garden and start shutting it down for the season. So let's go on over there and I'll show you what I'm doing. So down here in the garden I have potatoes. This bed is full of potatoes. They need to be pulled up. I want to get those up before it rains today. Got one container of potatoes in here. Been producing biochar. Actually, I haven't been making a lot of videos because I was doing research. And I was also, the last few weeks, in the process of buying a property. Actually, it's maybe good that it didn't work out because it was just barren wasteland basically of a yard. Not the rich, lush environment where I find myself now. But this is my family's property and not mine. So it'd be nice, you know, have your own piece of land and your own house. That's what I'm working towards. Yeah, so got some huge strawberries still. Like I said, it's the end of September. And this one's almost pretty much ready to pick. My breakfast, I still got some here. Getting ready to ripen up. I don't know if I'm pointing the camera at it. The sun is really bright, so you have to forgive my camera work. I'm also rusty, I haven't made a video in a couple weeks. So, yeah, getting quite a few. Fair size. These are supposed to be medium size. They've done real well. This bed, you know, I got some real healthy soil, mushrooms. Yeah. I'm gonna still get strawberries. I don't know if I should cover them with the frost coming. I think I might, just to protect the ones that are almost ripe. Yeah, there's some beets there. I'm gonna pull those up too before the frost kills them, or I might cover them and pull them tomorrow. You can get away with a few frosts, the first few frosts, if the daytime temperatures rise high enough the next day and you cover overnight. Yeah, it's some marigolds. I didn't realize they were going to grow to a meter tall, but they're nice. The bees have been on them. I even saw honeybees on them, so that's a useful thing. I didn't get all my weeding done I wanted to. Stuff's starting to go to seed. Now would be a good time to turn it into liquid fertilizer. That way all the seeds would rot and, you know, not grow more weeds. But yeah. Ran out of irrigation this summer. Had no water to water anything. So things didn't do as well as they should have. You know, my beans suffered in the heat. This is something strange. It's the end of September. I still got green leaves on my haskap bushes. They're usually bare by now, or all yellow at least. This was the biggest screw up of the summer. Here's my tomato plants. Again, it's the end of September. They haven't even flowered yet. I didn't even think they would live this long. They were destroyed. We had late frosts well into June. I think we even had a frost in July. we had snow, we had hail. So between the frost and the hail, I didn't think I had any tomato plants, and they slowly recovered, but I mean, I have a short season here and they didn't do anything. This was all supposed to be peppers in here. Same thing, the frost and the hail wiped them out. I got some herbs here, some oregano, thyme, and savory, more oregano. And this is a curry plant or something. I planted some irises in here, made a video on how to transplant iris. They look like they took hold pretty well, so that is good. So yeah, I'm going to cut these back, all your perennials. This is a time to start chopping them back. But yeah, so yeah, I was talking about doing research. I was going to mix, this is pure washed clay sand, probably the worst soil you could grow in just by itself, right? You know, it's sand. So this has no organic matter, nothing. This is pure sand. So that's quite challenging. There's not a lot in there for plants and stuff. So I didn't know if it was just possible with biochar and mix it, and then, you know, my usual leaf and grass mulch compost, just what would turn out. So I did a bunch of research. I found a way to supercharge my biochar, so it's not just the purified crystallized carbon matrix, but also containing magnesium and calcium. It's very easy. I'll show you how to do it. I have some tools that will give you a visual demonstration of what I'm saying instead of just saying it. But yeah, I'll be doing that after I save my last harvest. Here's my pond I made. It's got a little spillway coming from a bog filter. So I just used a small pump. It pumps water up into the bottom of the bog filter. The water rises up past some rocks and biochar and comes out. It stayed crystal clear all summer. The birds have just loved it. There's been frogs in there, which I would like to think help control my slugs. I haven't had much slug damage this year, so that's good. I haven't really seen many of them actually, except in some takeout food vegetables. But yeah, that's another story. So yeah, bog filters work. Biochar, charcoal of course, is great filter material, so you can throw biochar in your bog filter, right? And I show you how to make it. So if you follow along here, there's a lot of things you can do with the resources I show you how to utilize. This is my elderberry. Same thing. We had an early spring, right? Really warm weather, and then it got cold, and then we had frost late into the year. So my elderberry started budding and then died back. So the older growth is all dead, and what you see here is just new growth from this year. So it's probably set it back 2 seasons. The weather did. I don't know if I should have covered it or trimmed it back in the fall. I don't know. I'll figure that out later. But yeah, some strawberries. I was going to tear them all out, but they did eventually produce a few. They produced those white ones, and they're kind of tasty actually. Very tasty. I'm going to be pulling these up, the carrots, before the frost. I've got Swiss chard. I have my very strange, not very successful corn. Again, with the frost and the hail, I was surprised the corn even grew, but some of it, I mean, it's a foot tall. I don't know about that. And very small cobs on some of them. I do have a few nicer sized ones, but yeah. So that's mostly the garden. Oh, my oregano here. Yeah. So when the oregano gets tall like this, going to seed, bolted or whatever, I just let it go to seed. And what it's done is it's seeded this entire area. There's really no weeds, a few blades of grass in the corners of the raised bed to be expected. But yeah, so I'm going to harvest the oregano, cut it all back. The leaves are starting to fall, so that's helping cover the beds. Then here's something that's pretty cool. So I've had for years trouble getting radishes to actually grow radish. And I had a viewer, subscriber, thank you very much once again, telling me that you can eat the radish pods, the seed pods. And what I found was that if you just leave them, they keep flowering and growing and grew pods all summer. So I've been harvesting these green pods. These ones are a little bit over, well, they're still soft. They're soft and pliable. They're very nice in salads. I've added them to soups and with noodles, you know, the ramen noodle things. But yeah, they're very nice tasting. Like peas or something almost. Like eating fresh peas out of the garden. Just if they're really green and soft, they'll have like a slight aftertaste of radish. But yeah, you can eat the pods. So I've been quite happy harvesting the pods all summer. I mean, they're still producing them right now. They're still flowering. Plants are still flowering. And then my raspberries are done, of course, and I have wasps. Actually, let's see. This cool weather has done with the flying right in there. Okay, so there's a hole there right in the middle of the screen, and that's where the wasps been going in and out. Now that they're less active, start hibernating, I'm pretty sure the skunks will dig them up. But yeah, that's just a look at the garden as the gray clouds close in and the slight band of blue sky disappears along with summer, right? So yeah, going into the last days of the season for 2024. But I'm gonna pull up these potatoes and see what we get, and I might as well keep you around for that. Here's what I got out of the 4x8 raised garden bed. It's not a huge crop. I have these, and then in the container I have the ones I stabbed with the shovel or my hand tool. Oops, there was the camera at a weird angle. Yeah, so I just dug around till I got most potatoes out. I'm sure I missed a few, but I just like to lay them out, roll them around a bit, make sure they all get exposed to the air, and I don't put them in direct sun, but in the shade for a few hours just to let the soil on them dry before I put them away somewhere. All right. If you put them away wet, they don't last as well, as long. So I'm just going to put them in a cardboard box, maybe with some newspapers, flyers, or whatever. The dog still wants to play frisbee and comes and drops it for me where I'm doing stuff. But yeah, the ones I scraped the skin off or stabbed into with a shovel, I'm going to cook those up for dinner. And then since this bed is done for the season, I'm going to mulch it, and that's all you'll need to be ready for next season. I got some rhubarb, so this corner of the bed I didn't disturb, let the rhubarb grow. But yeah, so just thought I'd show you a little update what's going on out in the garden here after some really wild winds. The day turned pretty nice. Still fairly windy. You might hear it in the audio a bit. But yeah, the beautiful color of all the leaves turning. Autumn in north central Alberta. Very nice for this time of year, actually. But yeah, just to look around the garden. Grabbing some potatoes, where the frosts come, and because I wanted to cook some of my roast beef tonight. So I thought it was going to rain. I didn't want to dig out potatoes in wet soil, so I thought I'd pull them out, and then it doesn't rain. I could have been doing other stuff. Yeah. If you found any of this interesting or entertaining, or you just want to hang out in the garden, you're all welcome. Please join me here as a friend, subscribe to the channel, and give me a thumbs up if you want. But anyways, have a great day wherever you are, whenever you watch this. Peace.